Hi, it's Kylie here. I'm sharing the video with you for the project that we did in the team meeting this month. It's a floating panel pop-up card. It's got a belly band which slides off. It is a square gatefold style card, and when you open it up it's got these two panels that pop up like so. So I've provided you with some of the Bright and Beautiful papers, the brand new papers, and some of the new colours as well for your version of this. But I'm just going to show you exactly what you need to cut and the measurements and how to assemble the card. So this is what you're going to need for this card. Some designer series paper. I've just got some offcuts here. You can use 6x6 or 12x12. You just need enough to cover your pieces. So about just less than one full sheet of 12x12 or 3 sheets of 6x6 will be more than enough to cover the panels on the card. And then you need 2 sheets of coordinating cardstock, A4. One of these sheets will be pretty much all used, and then this one is just to create your belly band. And then I've just got a standard sheet of white A4 here. So we're going to be cutting the pieces. We need a trimmer, and we're going to also use these circle punches. We've got the 2-inch circle punch and the 2 3/8 circle punch. These are the 2 new ones. If you don't have circle punches, you can use circle dies. If you don't have circle dies, you could use the double oval punch. This is just really for your sentiment, so it doesn't really matter what you use here. And then you just need some sentiment stamps and some coordinating. I've chosen this Moody Mauve because it goes with my cardstock. So you could choose a colour that matches your papers or your cardstock, or just go for black if you don't have those colours. First thing we're going to do is cut our A4 sheet down lengthways at 14 centimetres, and then turn it and cut it to 28 centimetres in length. So it's 14 by 28, and then we're going to score it at 7 from each side. So you can either do 7 and 21, or just flip it around and just do 7 from both ends. Sometimes I find just hearing one measurement is easier. So 7 centimetres from both ends. You fold those in, and you've got your square gatefold. Then this piece we're going to cut to 6.5, and then another one at 6.5, and then just turn it and trim it down so that it's square at 6.5. So you've got your 2 pieces, your 2 square pieces that are 6.5 centimetres square. And then this is the tricky bit. We need to cut this lengthways at 6 centimetres by 16 centimetres, which is just on your trimmer. It's the line, the join. And then we're going to score this at 3 centimetres, 11 centimetres, and 14 centimetres. So that's 3, 11 and 14. And then we're going to cut it in half lengthways at 3 centimetres, so that we have 2 identical pieces for the pop-up. So you can just fold those like that. Then we need to cut our white piece down. So flip it around so the long edge is along the top, and cut that down to 13.5 by 13.5. So you've got a square for the centre of your card. And then this piece just cut to 6.5 wide. So that's one of your front panels. And then this one, we just need another piece that's 6.5 wide by 13.5. So we have 2 matching pieces there. And then this one, I'm going to do some punching out. I'm going to punch 3 of these circles. And from this spare piece of card, I want a long strip, the full length of the A4, at 3.5 centimetres, that's for my belly band. And then I will also need to punch out a larger circle from that. And then for the papers, so I've chosen this design for the front. So I need 2 panels that measure 6 centimetres by 13. So I'll just cut that to 13 first. I know I can get 2 that measure 6 out of that. So they are my front panels. And then I need some for the inside of the card. And these are a little bit bigger than the front panels because we don't have the white layers. So I'm going to cut that to 13.5 by 6.5. I need 2 of those. And I'm going to need 2 extra pieces for the little squares. So to go on these pieces. So I'm going to go with the contrasting colour. So I need 2 pieces that measure 6 by 6. So now we're ready to do some sticking. So I'm going to glue the white square into the centre of the card. And then the 2 inside panels, which are a bit bigger than the outside ones, they're going to go in next. And then I can glue the front panels onto the white layers. And put those on the front. And lastly, I do like this pattern, so I'm just going to go with the daisies. I think it's a little bit more colourful. Okay, so now for the trickiest bit is inserting these pop-up pieces. So they will go on inside like that. So take the first strip, and there's the 2 folds and there's the single fold on that side. And you're going to glue that down inside here. So you want to leave about 2 centimetres at the top. So if you want to take a ruler and be accurate with it, you can. It doesn't really matter too much, but approximately 2 centimetres. So a little bit smaller than the width of the actual tab. And you're going to push it up to that fold line, but make sure it doesn't go over the fold line so that it closes nicely like that. And then try to get it as straight as you can going that way. And then once you've got happy with the position, add a little bit of glue just to that square before the fold. Close the card down on it and really give it a good hold. You don't want to be moving anything about until the glue sets. So this is where it's a good idea to really take your time and really give that a chance to stick. And so we can do the same with this side. Again, approximately 2 centimetres in. Remember, this is the single fold, this is the double fold. Making sure it closes so that it's just up to the line, but not over the fold. And glue that down. So I am probably just going to give that a minute or so to really make sure that's stuck, because I don't want it to move now that it's in place. So I've now given that a minute to set, and I want to glue this tab now. So how I do that, lay it out flat that way and then fold it in on the second score line. So there's your tab there, fold that flat so the tab is just overlapping, so it's folded on the second score line. You add glue just to that tab, just to this little piece here, and then carefully fold it all over so that you've got the folded tab sticking out, and give that a hold down. And again, you don't want to be faffing around with it until the glue's dried, because you really want it stuck in that place, in that position. Test it a little bit, but be careful because it can move still. And then the same with this side. So fold it over on the second tab, on the second line. You've got your little tab there. So don't put glue beyond the crease, the fold. And then with this folded over, fold the whole thing over. Open that out just a little. And then hold it down flat. Just be careful with that one. So it helps just to do it in stages and just give it really good minute or couple minutes between. So once you're happy that that's stuck, now you can see how it's opening. So once the gatefolds are at right angles to the rest of the card, these are popped up and then they go flat. It won't go completely flat. It just won't, because of the millimeters out, aren't they, these folds? So it won't go flat like that, but it will go flat like that, which is what you want. You want it to close completely flat so it can go in an envelope, but it doesn't need to fold flat that way. And then last thing we need to do is stick these on. But we just need to make sure that you don't stick them so they overlap, because that will, they'll just get caught on each other. So just make sure that you line the edge up with the edge there. Make sure it doesn't, when it folds, stick out the bottom or the top, and make sure that it doesn't, these two squares don't touch each other, like so, just about like that. I mean, they're cut small enough so that it shouldn't be a problem. Now remember, you're putting glue on this tab, but only not beyond where the square is. So I'll just put some like that. I'm just going to lay that down on it. Just move that out of the way for now and stick that down. Just make sure that it's not sticking out, which is fine. Same again here, put a little bit of glue there. Lay that on. Make sure it's not sticking out. Just jiggle it down a little bit. There. That's all in place. So now for the sentiments, or you can have anything on here. You could leave it off if you like. You could just have one sentiment on there and have your pattern showing. Or you can have two greetings, or if you've got a stamp set that matches, like the daisy stamp or a floral stamp set, you could put you could do some stamping images on. It's totally up to you how you use those circles. So I have done some really basic stamping on here. I've just got a little design there which I may colour in and a sentiment there. I'm going to keep them flat by gluing them on rather than using foam pads because I don't want anything really bulky. And then this one I've just stamped an image on. I could go and add a sentiment if I wanted to for the front, but I'm just going to leave that pretty plain. And then I'm going to wrap this belly round from the back to the front. It's only got a really narrow overlap. So again, I don't want it really tight, but I still want it, I want enough of an overlap to be able to glue it down. So it probably is a centimetre at the most, the overlap. But if you just use that join there, that should be, that'll still move up and down. And then I can cover that. So I'm going to add some DSP just to that front piece. You need a strip of DSP if you want to cover the front that measures 3 centimetres by 13.5. And then you can just add that to the front and then attach this using the foam pads. And there you have your pop-up card. So you can see how easy it is for you to replicate that with lots of different types of papers and stamps and dies, and get lots of different occasions as well. So I've done So once you've got the measurements for this, you can replicate this in all kinds of different papers and with different stamp sets and die sets. Here's one I did before with the Zany Zoo product suite. So I've just used some of the papers there and I've just fussy cut some bits out of the papers just for elements inside. So have fun with it, have a play, and as usual I'd love to see photos if you recreate this card using something else that you have. So thanks for watching. Bye.